You are in Trump's world, where you find skyscrapers, where a famous footballer, a GOAT, once bought an apartment, mansions where Hillary Clinton once hung out, where a big shot Hollywood star even had their honeymoon, and a jet which has Rolls Royce engines and a 24-carat cabin. This is the billionaire lifestyle of Donald Trump. First of all, how did Donald Trump build his empire? Well, he didn't do it all by himself. Long ago, a real estate developer in Queens and Brooklyn, the elder Trump, gave Donald the cash to try his hand at the Manhattan real estate market. That young Midas now rules his domain from a 3-story penthouse at the top of Trump Tower, worth $150 million. Chilling on the top floor of this 68-story glass skyscraper at 725 Fifth Avenue, where his big shot office is this apartment decked out in what we'll just call super fancy Trump style. Modeled after the Palace of Versailles, it boasts floor-to-ceiling windows, hand-painted ceilings, fountains, paintings, lots of marble, and the crowning glory, 2 huge gold-plated entrance doors. But guess what? Word on the street is that CR7 once splurged $18.5 million for an apartment in the tower. Another beauty up Trump's sleeve is the Mar-a-Lago mansion. Snatched up in '85 for just $10 million, the Mar-a-Lago mansion in Palm Beach is no joke. It's got a whopping 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, and get this, 3 bomb shelters, you know, just in case things get a bit wild. Trump lived the good life there for a solid 10 years before deciding, hey, let's turn this into an exclusive club. For a decade, Trump partied with his pals in the mansion, even hosting the likes of Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley for their honeymoon. Then in '95, he went all out and made it a fancy members-only club, but kept a secret spot for just the fam. Fast forward to 2005, after slapping on a massive 20,000 square foot ballroom, he threw a mega bash for his 3rd wedding to Melania Noss. The guest list? Oh, just 500 folks, including the Clintons. Talk about a party pad. But for summers, Trump likes to open the doors to his $30 million, 39,000 square foot Seven Springs mansion. But when he's in the mood for some tropical vibes, Trump's got Le Chateau des Palmiers, his own private resort chilling on the Caribbean island of St. Martin. And if he's making moves on the West Coast, no worries, he's got his own pad in Beverly Hills to crash at. Now that's what we call having options. But Trump's not one to celebrate with just any old bottle. He goes big. That's why when it comes to owning a winery, it's not just about the wine, it's about turning a piece of land into a masterpiece. Case in point, the $30 million winery in Charlottesville, Virginia. Led by the dynamic duo Trump Jr. and Eric, this winery isn't just a sip and swirl affair, it's an award-winning powerhouse, proudly boasting 10 gold standards. So why not add a vineyard to the mix when you're already making headlines with posh mansions and Beverly Hills crash pads? Trump's property portfolio is nothing short of a celebration itself. But if you're Donald Trump, you're not one to simply sit on land, it's all about taking to the skies. But Trump doesn't sit around in first class on some commercial flight. Check this out. Trump's got his very own Boeing 757 private jet, which he splurged $100 million on in 2011. And guess what he calls it? Trump Force One. This bad boy rocks Rolls Royce engines blinged out with 24-karat gold trim and seatbelt buckles. The inside is pretty dope. Leather seats for up to 43 people with TV screens and not 1, but 2 bedrooms. All in a space that's supposed to carry nearly 240 passengers. And of course, you can't miss the Trump screaming at you from the side. But why settle for just 1 jet when you could roll with a whole fleet of aircraft? Yes, he also has a Cessna Citation X, which he uses when the Boeing is in for some repairs. Alongside the Boeing and Cessna Citation X corporate jet, Trump's got not 1, not 2, but 3 private helicopters, each setting him back a cool $7 million. And it's not your average chopper. He dropped an extra $750,000 for a snazzy interior makeover because why not? Just like the 757, family crests are practically everywhere. And gold? Well, let's just say it's not in short supply. From the seatbelts to the handles, the whole shebang is decked out in 24-karat gold-plated hardware. Well, Trump's style is anything but understated. And for a fun fact, one of his helicopters, which he set down near the Iowa State Fair to give rides to kids, fair officials refused to let him use the fairgrounds, so he moved a short distance away, and of course, got all the coverage. But most of the time, say 99%, Trump rides into a limo chauffeured by one of his 2 New York drivers. It's arguably the very best perk of being rich. No road rage, no circling the block for a legal parking space. Perhaps not for the limos, but Trump has a handful of $2 million worth elite foreign cars sprinkled around his various properties. Unfortunately, the man himself can't take these lavish rides for a spin. Thanks to the Former President's Act of 1958, former presidents are forbidden from driving on public property. Still, leading the pack in the garage is his $500,000 Mercedes-Benz famous SLR McLaren. Trump's also got a soft spot for Rolls Royce, kicking it off with a vintage 1956 Silver Cloud and adding a 2015 Rolls Royce Phantom to the lineup. While he may have parted ways with it, Trump once owned a 1997 Lamborghini Diablo, the iconic Italian supercar. Originally priced between $199,000 to $240,000, Trump's specific Diablo hit eBay for a whopping $460,000 back in 2017. But the car extravaganza doesn't stop there. From Cadillac Elante to Tesla Roadster, Trump's garage is a diverse playground of wheels. For those familiar with Trump, he's not just about cars, he's also into some deep-sea partying. Once upon a time, Donald even played captain to his very own mega yacht, although sadly, he eventually decided to part ways with it. This aquatic extravaganza began in 1980 when Trump acquired a 282-foot boat worth a jaw-dropping $100 million, equivalent to over $500 million today. Originally crafted for Saudi billionaire Adnan Khashoggi, it even made a cameo in the James Bond film Never Say Never Again, as the vessel of the villain Maximilian Largo. Facing financial hiccups, Khashoggi sold it to the Sultan of Brunei, who in turn handed it over to Trump in 1987 for a mere $29 million. Enter the Trump Princess, the third largest yacht globally at the time, decked out with 11 luxury staterooms, 3 elevators, a movie theater, a disco, a swimming pool, and even a helicopter landing deck. It was a sea lover's dream. However, Trump, not being much of a boat enthusiast, decided to part ways with the Trump Princess a year after the real estate recession hit in 1990. He handed over the reins to Saudi Prince Al Walid bin Talal for $20 million, and since then, Trump hasn't ventured into yacht ownership again. But what's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion in the bank, and the raccoon doesn't even have their own golf courses. While golf happens to be Trump's Achilles heel, and according to both him and his golf buddies, he's pretty darn good at it. He's not just a player, he's a golf enthusiast who enjoys trimming a stroke or two off his game and takes pride in creating what he claims to be the best golf courses in the universe. Currently, Trump boasts ownership of over a dozen courses spanning across Scotland, his mother's birthplace, Ireland, Florida, Los Angeles, New Jersey, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. As for their value, that's a matter of heated debate. Trump puts a hefty price tag on his 16 golf-related businesses, estimating them at $550 million or more. But you know how it goes. In the world of golf and Trump, the scorecards and figures always seem to spark some lively discussions. Yet, he doesn't just hit the golf course alone. He brings along a trusty companion, his watches. Donald Trump's collection boasts at least 3 luxury timepieces, each worth millions of dollars. Among the notable brands reportedly adorning his wrists are Patek Philippe, Rolex, Vacheron Constantin, Audemars Piguet, and Frank Mueller. Back in his days as the President of the United States, he spotted a timeless rose gold Vacheron Constantin Historics Ultrafine 1968 right in the Oval Office. This 35mm square watch boasts a silver dial with a sleek vertical satin grain finish, the hour markers from a circle providing an elegant contrast to the square frame, and the baton hands contribute to the dial's minimalist charm. Now that billionaire Trump has a special ask for everyone, and when a billionaire makes a request, it's not easy to turn down. He's inviting you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more entertaining videos.